So black women, I don't have sound on the screen recording that I had made of that idiot I forget with Adigan Forrest, aka The Truth, aka what the hell else was he calling himself? Something alt-right, something. Listen, I can't keep up with the idiot's name, okay? All I know is that I put his YouTube page on my community page. He thinks he's slick. He's not, right? What he did was he has a tracking device on his videos, a program. So whenever you try to share his videos, it automatically goes off. It's pre-recorded as well, right? So that's how he could use AI to monitor what's going on with his videos. So what he does is he goes live in the morning. Like, I think I had got up at like 10 o'clock today, and he must have been on for at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes the most before I caught him. And he was basically talking the same old stupid shit, like why black males, because they're not men, why black males should not want to respect us, laugh, be happy when somebody is hurting us, or they see something terrible happen to us, because they act like kindergartners, right? And then he was talking about how we stink, they're always worrying about what we do sexually, because they think they're the modern day overseer, where they have control over what we do with our bodies, as if we need to ask them and anybody else permission to have sex with someone, or we have to live up to their opinion of who we're supposed to be as human beings, because they think they are literally above us or own us, which they do not. So he was talking about stupid stuff like that. What other dumb shit was he talking about? He was talking about not protecting us, how we stink, how we're supposedly ran through, all this silly shit like a little kid. What else was he talking about? Oh, once again, taking our lives. He feels like they're supposed to understand at this point this is their duty. Now, what I want you black women to understand is that it is your duty to leave all these asshole males alone, okay? Now, mind you, what I'm about to say is very unpopular, but it is very real. Because black women, you are really too easily led by the nose by everybody on this damn YouTube platform. Like, it has been years. You've been sitting up here listening to the dumb shit Cynthia has to tell you, which is getting a lot of you into these problems. You cannot vet black males in any way. They're all bad. They're all worrying about your position in society versus theirs, because they don't think like a man. A man would never, ever compare himself to a woman, because he knows he's not in the same category as her. Secondly, they run around with all of these preconceived notions and pent up hostilities and false images of themselves and false reality due to their position in society today based off of slavery. And since they're too afraid to actually confront white males in any way, whether they want to fight them, start war with them, what is the other thing? Challenge them for work, or just rival them when it comes to getting money, education, being a man. They're afraid to do that. So what they do is they try to go by that old adage, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So because we live in this patriarchal society that has always been predicated on using the black woman's body to make money for America, and at the same time dehumanizing us and making us a commodity, so that the more babies we pump out, the more we make money for the white man, white woman, and we bankroll America and literally be the modern day breeders for all of their capitalistic systems that need black women to keep having children to pump into their society so that they can make money. When you think about all the systems in this world, it's all based off of the numbers, the population of the poor. So this is why, if you notice, it became a real big issue to get rid of Roe versus Wade, not just because of the fact that white women weren't having children, but because black women and other women of so-called color were outnumbering the whites. And then on top of that, there's a whole slew of things where they feel like if there's two foes, right? If the whites are not the majority, they cannot control you when it comes to voting. You can control them. So they're very afraid of that now, which is currently happening now, where because so many college students are allowed to vote on their campuses, you have all these Republican candidates, like the video I put up on my community page the other day, showing you how they're trying to write laws to make it hard for first-time voters to vote. They're trying to take the polling sites off of the campus so it was easy for the kids to vote. They're trying to like take away so many rights of everyone so that they make voting hard, so that they feel like as if it's a hard thing to vote, most Democrats won't, so that the Republicans can win. In addition to that, they don't like the free thinking and the inclusiveness that young people have about the world. They're upset with the fact that most young people today are not as anti-black as old bastards like that old fucking dude that shot that young kid on his porch the other day. Regardless of him, of all the particulars of why he may have shot him, why he did shoot him, the kid being on his porch, the racial legacy of slavery in America, and why people are so anti-black, push that to the side. Deal with the fact that his own grandson came out and told the world that his grandfather was a straight up bigot, a straight up racially prejudiced dude who for his entire life was running around calling people niggers, making other inappropriate comments, because he comes from the time of Jim Crow and segregation, and when white people could walk down the street and believe me, not just black people, do something to or kill, and the law would be on their side, but they could do it to Hispanics, Asians, and anybody else they wanted to, because in this country it has been a legacy of just whites murdering and doing whatever they want to people, raping, barging in their houses, burning down their houses, doing whatever they want to people. And it was quite all right because, you know, white is right, because people tend to think that if they're not on the white side of things, they're on the wrong side of things. If they empathize or they understand or see through the bullshit of white America. So that guy comes from that time period, that old white man. So when he shot that kid on the porch, you know, here I'm thinking he shot him because he was truly scared and afraid, an old dude who's disabled, whatever. Not at all. He shot him out of pure racial hatred. Nobody knows the man better than his own family. And this boy has heard this old, nasty, decrepit bastard ever since he was a young child, calling people out of their names and just talking all types of ridiculous shit that was psychologically inflicted upon this white man from slavery. He thinks because they had got those enslaved Africans into a position to make them slaves, that they feel like they are superior or they have a right to do those type of things to people. They are just lucky that those Africans didn't have the spirits of the African American descendants of slaves today, because oh goddamn would they have had hell to pay. It would not have been as easy as it wasn't easy at all, but it would have been way more frequency of revolts and taking their asses out of here the way they were doing us. Believe that. It would have been like Florida, the untold history of the Gullah Wars of Florida, how those Native Americans and Africans that they brought here as slaves band together and beat their ass not once but twice, and never had slavery in those parts of Florida. So anyway, get back to it. So you gotta leave them alone completely. Leave these black dudes alone. You got all this stuff going on at one time. You got people, the white people, trying to keep young people from voting because they feel like the young people have way too much humanity in them, where they don't want to continue the status quo or conservativeness of America being the racist piece of shit country that it is, to the point where it always has to incorporate systematic rules or situations of engagement to keep black people down. Like it's so ridiculous, you know. But this is what's going on right now, and you have these black dudes playing into it, and then you have the women on YouTube playing into it too, like your girl Cynthia with, she knows firsthand that these dudes are killing women every 4 to 5 hours of the day, but yet she's still encouraging relationships with these dudes and still worrying about who they're sleeping with, who they're spending their time with. When you're a black woman that's concerned about yourself and your safety, your future, and other black women, you don't give a fuck about what they're doing, who they're doing it with, or why. As long as they're not in your face, bothering you, or in your vicinity, you are good. You should feel good, okay? Then you have the other one, that high-powered podcast chick, the so-called queen maker. She's another one. She's going out of her way to ride the wave or play on the emotions of black women with their need to want to have relationships with these black males that who have made them feel inferior, whether they want to accept it or not, and make them think that they are less than other women because they come on YouTube every day and wherever else they go on social media platforms talking about how ugly you are, how much you stink, how much you ran through, how much you're a baby's mama, how all the world's problems are because of you, all because of the fact that they don't know how to be men. They don't own shit like other men. They don't work like other men. They don't take care of their families like other men. They don't get an education like other men. They don't even have the mentality as other men to be adult-minded. The only thing they do is want to worry about sex because it's the only thing that they can control that does not necessarily all the time, depending on the woman you're getting it from or the child they're taking it from, where it's a bargaining chip. Because some women are so broken down with such low self-esteem, they will have children and be in relationships with these dudes that are beating them, sexually assaulting them and their children, taking all their money, making them live in a house of horrors. And they'll feel like it's acceptable because in their mind, they feel so low about themselves. They feel like they deserve to be mistreated. So when you have all these, well, not all, these few women on here trying to make black women stay stuck in that level, that mindset of, you know, they're horrible, and we must laugh and man bash about this, or we talk about maybe we can vet them and then we'll find some good ones within all of them that are not so bad. That's all trash. Like, get past it, because they're all just using you as a cash cow the same way the dudes do. Now, this queen maker lady, she's going from platform to platform doing the same thing people had a problem with the black guys. Now she's talking about she wants to do whatever the hell they do that is not a goddamn debate. They think it's a debate. Look up the rules of the debate. Watch a real goddamn debate, a national debate, and see how that shit is not a debate, what they're doing. Okay? But anyway, they call it a debate. Now she wants to have it with Destiny because he supposedly contacted her because it's money. All right? He can't do it with the black guys no more because since Pearly, everything is played out. Nobody's really feeling it. So now, you know what? Now we'll go to black women who have huge followings that keep black women stuck worrying about tit for tat with black dudes instead of education, employment, making more money, getting out of poverty, taking care of your children, moving up in the world, going and dating other men, having lives with other types of men, separating yourself completely from black males, voting for a political platform for yourself as black women. Jesus Christ, when is this shit gonna click? If you don't move away from them, you're gonna always have fucking problems in the society and in your life forever. They are nothing but chaos. They bring chaos and they go out of their way to make people look at you like you're a piece of shit so that nobody wants to help you, nobody wants to love you, and nobody wants to be with you. So that you have no choice but to be with those dirty motherfuckers and take care of them because they can't take care of themselves. They don't know how to work. They don't want to work. All they want to do is sit on their ass all day and give you orders, fuck you when they want to, beat on your kids, rape on your kids, do all that type of shit, and y'all are sitting here acting like you going along for that. So if you are, hey, you are. Now you got a whole new wave of shit coming in too with all these other people with their problems with how they're upset with black women not catering to the nonsense for the majority of us who are moving away from this shit, so that we're pulling away and we're bringing other black women with us. Oh, now everybody's upset because the regular status quos of how they could use black women to make money off of these idiots that we have that constantly fucking throw the black community and black people under the bus. They get upset because if we stop having those fucking morons, their money is compromised. There won't be any more NBA players the way that they have them. NFL, runners, etc., etc., dumbass rappers that do nothing but disrespect black women all day, that black women should not be buying their music or patronizing their concerts. You understand? It's like slavery 2023, and the black woman is being used once again. If she stays in poverty, she has no choice but to interact with and deal with these bums that are completely comfortable living on a modern day plantation in regular society. They don't have shit. They want you black women not to have shit so that you could be a bum with them, but a bum underneath them, so that they could have just a little bit more than you. This is what all this shit is about. And then you got these women on here helping them make that a reality. Like this Queen Maker chick. You don't need to listen to that shit. All you need to do is understand that you are lovable. Your love starts with your love of self. Love yourself first. Deal with any other type of man besides a black male. The first fucking time he does something you don't like, I don't give a fuck what it is. Don't make no excuses. Cut the shit off. Deal with the motherfucker at a distance. Don't catch no feelings for him at first. Take a long time to care about this motherfucker. Do what you got to do to benefit yourself. If he does not benefit you in any way, get the fuck away from him. You could do bad all by your goddamn self. And you have been doing bad with every Tyrone you've been dealing with. Please let it go. If you're not going to let it go and you still going to fuck with them and not listen to me, because I see how y'all are fucked up too with your colorism and everything else. You listen to every fucking black woman on here that's light skinned, light brown, or somebody you think is fucking smart or halfway attractive. Whenever an older woman, darker woman tells you something that makes more sense than the shit they're saying, you don't want to hear shit from her because she's not the phenotype of what these stupid niggas think looks good. So you feel like, oh, she can't tell me nothing. Y'all are fucking yourselves up in the long term. And I mean, I should not care, but I do, because you are the same as me. But this shit needs to stop. You need to stop this bullshit. Everything on YouTube is talking about these dumb, nothing having black dudes that want nothing for you, but they want you to be destroyed and destitute so they could use and abuse you. Nobody come to help you and no one care about you. This is what they want. I mean, what don't you understand, black women? Just leave them alone. Let all those women that they claim care about them, let them bitches take them off your hands. You go get your education. Go get your money up. Get a good job. Get out of poverty. Get away from these dudes. Stop having children with these dudes. Go and live your life and have a better life than anything these bums could ever give you. They're not about anything but seeing you hurt and abused. That's what that dude was talking about all on that video today. Making it where even the little girls don't have a chance at getting a decent black male, especially if they're being socialized by the self-hate within the hate speech of these black males with one another. They're teaching hate towards black women as if it's some new rites of passage that they have to go through in order to be a dysfunctional black male. And nobody's teaching them how to be men. Now, black women, yes, you can raise little boys to be good men, but you're gonna have to work real hard to get them to understand that the collective of these other black males out here, the way they think about us and what they're doing in life, is something they do not need to associate themselves with. It will be very hard, but it is not impossible. To raise up a boy to a man, you have to teach responsibility, reliability, and dependability. It has nothing to do with all that other shit about, oh, you need a man as a role model. No, you do not need all of that. You need somebody that's going to, from day one that child opens their eyes, to give correct parental guidance, structure, your expectations of this child, educate this child, and make sure you learn every part of how the development of a child, to know how that child grows, so that you make sure they meet every milestone, maximize every milestone, and that they understand that you're the leader and they're supposed to be the learning follower, period. There is no such thing as gender issues and all that type of shit. Is parent, child. I'm here to teach you. You have to learn. As a child, you learn everything from me. I'm going to give you everything you're supposed to become a fully functional adult, period. All the rest of that shit, throw it to the side. And if you don't know how to do it, then you better go learn from somebody how to do it, because it's getting stupid. And it's getting stupid because black women are literally being stupid out here. You keep constantly listening to women that are running you in circles like a fucking puppy chasing its tail. If you eliminate the black male from your life, you will do better for yourself. You will have less stress, less dysfunction, less chaos, less stupidity. You really would. And if you would stop patronizing them, stop listening to anything any of them have to say on YouTube, they will fade away. Because if black women stop going around them, stop listening to what they have to say, the rest of the people will lose interest too, because they will wonder where the fuck you're at. And they'll think that, oh, he ain't talking about nothing that makes any sense, because they're not here fighting against it, and they're not here agreeing with it. They have removed themselves. They don't even associate with them anymore because they can't stand them. That is the message they will receive. But if you keep listening to people like Cynthia, this woman Make a Lady, who is worrying about you buying her books and taking her courses and shit, you're never going to progress. Because you don't need either one of those women to tell you they're no good for you. Remove them from your life. Never have them in your life. Remove any man in your life that is a problem from day one, first moment, second moment, third moment. It is that fucking simple. You don't need anybody on here to tell you what you already know. If shit is not right and it's not benefiting you, do not make any fucking excuses. Do not convince yourself that it's good when it's not. Stop it all. Get rid of the dude. Do it by yourself. Doing it by yourself does not mean you're not worthy of love. You're not worthy of a relationship or being somebody's wife if you desperately feel like you need to enslave yourself. But it doesn't mean any of that shit. Doing it by yourself and getting away from them with the bullshit means you love and care about yourself. And that you're not putting up with shit that other people do just for appearance's sake. You can have relationships all day, every day. Them motherfuckers don't have to come in your house. They don't have to be around your children. And please stop listening to all these dysfunctional motherfuckers on YouTube like Ask Nathaniel, telling you the very opposite of what you're supposed to do. There's no such thing as sexy black women. That is a man-made, created myth about what they want women to do to please them. That is not a reality. No black woman is ugly. No black woman is extremely beautiful. Everyone is made the way you're supposed to be, which is perfectly. If another person cannot appreciate your perfection, fuck them. Okay? Let them go on about their fucking way. Because what you eat does not make them shit. Please separate yourself from these idiots. And do better for yourself, please. It is getting ridiculous out here. It's like I sit back and watch these people just playing y'all all day. Like, there was no reason for that woman to go to Fresh and Fit. Nobody gives a fuck about Fresh and Fit people who have sense. I have never watched that fucking show. The only reason why I know about it is because she had it all over her page, making it seem like she went over there and did something. You didn't do anything. It's not going to stop any of those girls from coming back over there. They're not going to change their mind. They're young and they're dumb. Life and time will make them change their minds. Listen, let me tell you something. You don't listen to older women because you want to believe in stupid stereotypes that nasty, hateful women of other women want to put out all the time. Even a nasty woman is never 100% insidious towards you. There's always some truth in something you don't give a fuck about, okay? So when you see, you don't have to experience, women in your family getting their ass beat left and right, having men fuck over them, take their money, hurt their children, slap the shit out of them, cuss them out, take their shit, drive away with it, don't come back, bring other women in their house, do all that disrespectful shit. You don't gotta fucking experience that to know that that shit is not how you supposed to be living. You look at it. Learn the lesson from somebody else's fucked up life experience. You don't gotta go through it. And when you see that shit coming your way, because they all have telling points, get the fuck away from them. That is called common sense and applied knowledge. Everybody has it. Your woman's intuition tells you about them when they come your way. When you feel nervous when people come in your way, that's not because you like them and you have to train yourself to get used to them. That is God or the essence of who, whatever made you, telling you, this motherfucker ain't right. Get away from them. But y'all want to hang on to these fairy tales. As a black woman, I'm telling you, nothing that they say about us in this world is true. We are the most beautiful, divine people on the face of this earth because the universe themselves decided we would represent mankind. All these people walk this earth because they came through you. Why would you sit down and let people who have been disrespecting your name, disrespecting your image, your human value, your worth, and the fact that they have a need to teach the entire world to make them think that you mean nothing and that you are insignificant when you are insurmountable to this world. Your body alone possesses things in it that no other woman and man has to show your level of importance in this world. When you know yourself, you love yourself, and you understand that all this negative shit around you could smother you, but it will never kill you if you don't let that shit consume you. You gotta stop taking this shit in. Yes, I know it's hurtful to hear people talk shit about us all day and night, but understand that that's just what it is. You talking shit. You ain't talking fact. You are talking bullshit that has been created since slavery. As a matter of fact, please go watch Lumi's new video. She did a part 2 of the stereotyping about black women, speaking about all this stuff that I'm talking about. She spoke about all the stereotypes, how they came about, and the very fact that white America during slavery and now still have to make you seem like you are this wicked, disgusting, insidious thing that has no human value, so that the evil shit they want to do to you, they can get away with it and they will feel justified because they have tried to convince the entire world that you deserve the evil treatment you get because they've told all these lies about you to make people believe it to be so that you deserve to be treated poorly even though you're the victim. The white people do it, the black males are now doing it. So what you have to do is say fuck you to all 3 of those groups, keep moving through life, doing you, banding together with other black women, and eliminating all of your contact with those people outside of professional situations, and you will be better for it. Believe me, you will be better for it. It'll be less of those assholes born in the future, less of them to contaminate others, and you will rise up because they will be here no more. They won't be here to contaminate the world against you. And then, when you are doing the right thing, your political power will grow. And then you can start working on that white group that is always trying to oppress and suppress you in life. And you can start working on pulling down their oppression and suppression to the point where it's gone. But you can't do it if you want to keep sitting down listening to Cynthia and the so-called Queen Maker and all that shit constantly flooding your mind and being stuck in a cycle of us versus them and what he say this week and I gotta respond this way and that way. Move past that. Don't forget it, because I'm not telling you to forget it, because you have every right to speak about the injustices and the maltreatment that you're receiving. But don't let that be the only thing you think and talk about. Go outside of that and make sure no matter what you're talking about, you always working on progressing on you, leveling up in this life for you, and not bringing that piece of shit with you. That's all I gotta say. I'm very disappointed in the fact that because of copyrights and all this shit, when I did the screen record, it didn't take the voice. It's supposed to work where it records from the speakers of your computer. For whatever reason, YouTube and all this bullshit now, they're only recording the screen, right? Okay, fine. No problem. I know how to get around that. And the next time that slimy piece of shit makes another video talking about hating black women or taking the lives of us, I will make sure I have the voice as well as the actual picture. The full recording, I will, before I say anything or put it up again, because I didn't know they were doing that. And they got a whole lot of funky shit now because they're using this AI shit on here where they wasn't doing that before. But no worries. I know how to get around that too. And I will. The thing is with that dude, just go and subscribe to his page because he's a fucking coward. What he does is he will do a sneak, either premiere or live, trying to rally up these black dudes to go out and hurt black women when he thinks nobody's listening. And so I was up and I saw him speaking. I said, let me go hear it. So not knowingly, I was screen recording. And as I'm screen recording, I'm assuming that the voice was also being recorded as well. The sound, it was not. So I said, no problem. I know how to do it next time where it will definitely have the sound. No problem. Okay? Because YouTube is playing games. Because remember, they hear us when we're speaking about suing them and everything else. So they're all the time changing this platform so that they could protect themselves from liability, right? So always keep that in mind. And secondly, that creep and other creeps like him, they don't want to get caught by the FBI. So he has a tracker on his shit, because as soon as I shared that shit, all that stuff went off the computer. No person's hand can move that goddamn fast. So that is definitely the computer working with the computer. No person could take away the live that quick, pull everything down in a second. That shit moved so fast, it was crazy. Okay? I was screen recording and trying to share it to the community page so that anybody was woke or whatever who wasn't subscribed to him, they could come right in, click on it, and go watch the live. Soon as I hit share, the whole thing shut down immediately. That is not a human being. That is a computer. Okay? So he's got slick because he got wind of the fact that all of us was sharing his The Truth video. So of course he's got hip to it. I've been monitoring his page like crazy. Him and the other one. There's two of them, right? But him, I've been watching carefully because he's more outspoken than the other one. The other one's kind of laid back, which is why the videos I had put up before, people was trying to say that maybe the person wasn't real, that it was AI generated. That theory's still out there. You never know. Because, like I told you, he's never really live where people interact with him. This is a recording. So it could be a person using deep fake or any fucking thing. or just AI itself. Because that's what these people do. You got to remember what country you living in, right? Anything is capable in America because they are very good at special ops and all types of tricks. Like, they'll have you thinking one thing is one way when they know it's actually another, saying to somebody else who's behind something when it's actually them who's actually been the offender and the fucking victim at the same time, to set the scene so that you could react in the way that they need you to react. Remember the country you're living in. Remember the history that has already played out to show you that nothing is beyond belief or imagination in this country, because these people are wicked as fuck. They're really wicked. I would not be surprised if that was not a white man behind that whole platform, the fake voice, all of that. It's probably a black male, but if it wasn't, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was a white woman. I would not be surprised. But that doesn't even matter. What it comes down to is, you matter, black women. You could shut all this shit down, and I keep saying that, but nobody's listening because I'm not Cynthia and I'm not the queen maker. Like, y'all think that shit is hate, but I'm trying to tell you, it's the truth. You have got to stop being taken in so easily by bullshit artists. Literally, who only on here trying to make $1. And both of those women can make $1 off you by doing the right fucking thing. It's a mindset, black women. If all of y'all stay in this mindset of always having to have stupid shit and drama be your pulse of what you do on YouTube, you're never going to get out of this fucking situation. You have got to start taking a different approach and being more analytical. You got to. And you got to change it. And it starts with you. If you stop watching this shit that's ridiculous on YouTube, they will go away. If they don't go away, they're going to change. They're going to change because they know if they keep doing the shit they're doing now, you will not support them. So if you want the bashing and dehumanizing hate speech about black women to stop watching the videos. Stop paying them money to speak. If you want them to stop talking about relationships and trying to coach black women into getting relationships where black women are dying because of black femicide every 4 to 5 hours, stop watching people like Ask Nathaniel. Stop watching women like fucking what's her name, Cynthia, that's talking about vetting and going into relationships, because they ain't all bad. Yes, they are. You gotta stop it. You just gotta cold turkey all these motherfuckers so that they understand. You either gonna change your shit that you're giving us to something that's beneficial to us, the viewer, or fuck you. Go get a paper route or a second job to pay your bills, because you make no more money on YouTube slinging fucking shit in the faces of black women. But if you guys keep listening to that shit, keep patronizing their channel, black women are going to continue to die. Black women are going to continue to be disrespected and treated like shit in society because you're not taking the proper stand. Believe me, if they were doing this shit, the white women, Hispanic women, or Asian women, all of them would come together and say, fuck YouTube. They would all leave this shit collectively because they care more about their reputation and their standing in society than some bullshit fucking YouTube channel and some bullshit checks from YouTube. They care more because they know the long term of how people respect them and what they get out of society is more important than a fucking YouTube channel. Y'all got to come on. But you know what? It has been historically proven that it has to get much worse before it gets better. And it's coming. Because 2030 is on its way. And 2050 is damn sure on its way. And when you're fucked up and you got no choice to be beat by these motherfuckers and done any way they want to do you with nobody to help you, then you're going to wake up and understand that all these things, me and other people like RWS hashtag exposed and Unbiased and Unbossed and Lumi and all the rest of these people out here trying to tell you, wake the fuck up, leave them alone, get yourself together. that shit's gonna hit you like a million fucking bricks. And there's gonna be nobody to save you. Because that's where all this shit is going towards right now. They're trying to destroy us politically. They're trying to destroy us socially, economically, even down to the standards of social living. Like, they're trying to take our housing from us. Don't you understand that, black women? They're trying to literally put you in the position of being a modern day real fucking slave. No money, no economic power, nowhere to live, no people to worry about the injustices or the crimes that happen against you, nobody to care about if you live or die having childbirth. You have to stop living in a fantasy world about these fucking black males and get completely focused on saving black women and little girls. Otherwise, it's gonna be fucked up for us and only us. Because those black males, they're gonna side with the white people and everybody else against us. Don't you understand that? I don't think you do. I really don't. Because if you did, tomorrow, all black women who did not want to be destitute and want to be safe in this society would get the fuck off of YouTube for one whole week and let this shit burn to the fucking ground. Let it burn to the ground. And then if you decide to come back, change your entire fucking algorithm to everything educational, everything that makes money, no relationship shit, no black women versus black men shit. Make it all about black women trying to show you how to make money and move up in life, whoever those people may be, and get away from all the silly shit that's going on right now. Because we're the only ones that's going to suffer, and our poor little girls behind us. Because you already know, as soon as June comes, they're going to be out there trying to catch every little 18-year-old girl, impregnate her, and set her up for a lifetime of misery and poverty. Because y'all too worried about relationships and dudes that really hate you because they hate themselves. And that's just it in a nutshell. Please, black women, do better. Please, please, please. Save yourself. Save our future as black women. And definitely start saving the lives of our little black girls. This shit has got to stop. You have got to wake up and understand that you got to completely separate from these black dudes. Completely. And only think about black women and little girls. I can't say it no more. Have a good day. Have a good night.